everybody, I hope you like my homecoming series. This is a series I wanted to start even though I know it's the middle of July, but it's never too early to start figuring out what you're going to do for homecoming and even maybe your winter formal. I'm so excited for my homecoming. I know my homecoming at my school is usually pretty early, usually in the first couple of weeks of September, so I know that it's only about 2.5 months away, so that's pretty exciting. I'm so excited for homecoming, and I hope that I can give you guys some ideas for your homecoming. And if your school doesn't have a formal homecoming, then you can definitely use this for maybe your country club, charity auction, or maybe a gala, or some sort of different event that you'd be going to that you need to dress up. And I hope my videos help you find a great outfit. And if you have any requests, I have 4 more parts into this series, if not more, but I know I will be having 4 more. I have a gunmetal gray on my nails, and I have a Sally Hansen strobe light on my ring fingers. When I wore this dress, I had Russian Navy by OPI on my nails, and that probably wasn't the perfect color. I thought it was by the bottle. It was kind of a purpley color, but once it was on your nails, it did look actually kind of blue. So it was definitely a blue base purple instead of a red base purple, so I probably would stick with the red base purples just because they will go with this dress a little bit better, and under the light sometimes my nails look blue, so I definitely wanted a more purple color. So if I could choose, I probably, even though it's called Russian Navy, I don't know why I would think that's purple, but it did come out more of a blue navy instead of the bottle. It looks purple. But it went okay because there are blue in my dress. I hope you like this series, and like I said before, if you have any requests, please let me know, and please subscribe for more videos. This is a really long intro, but I hope you like it, and if you have any questions, let me know. And let's go on with the video. Thanks, guys. So right now, to get the hairstyle started, I'm going to brush out my hair. And what I've already done with my makeup is I've put on my foundation and concealer just as I normally do, and then a setting spray, and then a setting powder, and then another spray of setting spray. Once your hair is all brushed out, you're gonna want to part it. So if you have a rat tail comb, you can do it with that, or if you don't, you can use a bobby pin like this. So what you're gonna do is probably part it pretty farther than your normal part. So I have a side part, and that's pretty lined up with my pupil, but I'm gonna make it a little bit farther over than that. And once you've done that, it should look something like this. It can be either on your right side or your left side. For me, it's on my left side, but it might show up on the camera as my right side, but it's really on my left side. Once you part it perfectly as you want it, then you want to take your hand and do about this much space. I'm not sure how much space this is. It seems like it's probably about 3 inches. You want to take 3 inches of hair. So, or the easiest way to do this, or is take your bobby pin and just kind of line that up from your hair over, and that's about where you want to stop it. So you can go ahead and part it there, and part it all the way down. I just take that bobby pin all the way down and pull the hair apart. And once you've done that, take your other hair that was back here that's very close, and just go ahead and clip it with a clip such as this. So just go ahead and clip it like that. It should look something like this. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Mine's a little bit off, but it's pretty straight, so that will work perfect for me. And I'm sorry if I'm not looking directly in the camera lens. That's because I have like 3 mirrors, 1 here and 2 over here, so I'm kind of like looking down to see this mirror and then looking this way. So I'm trying to look at the camera as most as I can, but I'm sorry if I'm not looking you directly in the eye. So once it's like this, you want to just go ahead and brush it out. For me, this is a really weird place to part my hair because I have this whole long chunk here, then the short chunk here, and that's just because of my layers. So if you have layers like me, this will be a perfect hairstyle for you. Alright, so once you do this, you're going to want to separate it. This is going to be a braid, just so you know, a French braid. Separate the top layer into 3 layers. And if you go a little bit past where the bobby pin meets, that's okay because a little extra hair won't hurt. So once you have it in 3 layers, or 3 sections, you want to go ahead and start braiding it.
So I'll be braiding, there's two ways to French braid. I'll be braiding it the, the tucked in version, if that makes any sense to you. That's the way I will be French braiding it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I have already. It'll look something like this, and I'm about halfway done. You can make this braid as tight or as loose as you want to. For me, it's going to be kind of in between. It's not going to be super tight to my head, but it's definitely not going to be loose. And then once you get to the bottom like this, you're just going to braid it all the way down. And now I'm going to take a little elastic and tie it around this. I know I used to use these a lot as a little kid, but I use them a lot now with my hair. They're like this. This one's stretched out because I try to reuse them as much as I can, even though they break really easy and you can lose them so easy too. So you just want to take one of these little elastics. I know they sound pretty much everywhere, Walmart, like the dollar store, you'll find them. They come in like multiple colors, clear, black, and every other color in between, and you want to get a good grip on this because this is going to be like the foundation of your hair. Alright, so that should be good. So this is a little loose as you can see here, but that is definitely okay. You can definitely fix it if you need to. It'll be fine. So it's kind of going to look kind of weird. It's going to look like this, as you can see. I hope you can see. I'm trying out new lighting, so we'll see how everything works and so I can get everything to like a good place where it needs to be. So what you're going to do with this part is if you have any pieces that kind of stick out like this, like mine are, what you're going to want to do is just pull it back, and then we'll fix everything with bobby pins. And then you want to fix any of these little bumps like I have, if you can see them, like this. And the best way to fix that is just kind of mess around with it and see where the hair should go. You might have to take it out of the pin like I just did. Mine's pretty good, so I'm going to take that bobby pin. I'm going to take another one as well and cross it. And then this in the front. And this is a pretty loose one for me. It doesn't look too braided, so it looks just kind of soft. And now I'm going to take another bobby pin and just fix any other little loops that I have. So next thing we're going to do with your extra hair, you can unclip that. You kind of have this little bit of a half braided headband. So what you're going to want to do with this hair is, now this is the part where you get to decide, is your hair going to be an updo or is it going to be a half updo? And so for me, with the dress style I picked out for this homecoming style, I'm going to do an actual updo. So when you decide if you're going to do half up or half down, your half up and half down style should be pretty similar because we're going to go ahead and actually braid over here. So you want to do the same thing again with your bobby pin, but this section can be as big or as little as you want it to. So if you want a big braid or you want a small braid, this braid over here is small. I probably would have liked it bigger, so I might do a big braid over here. So I'm going to take about right to my crown, really. I'm going to take that. Okay, depending on your braid, you're going to want to either braid this down. Depending on the way you want your hair, if you want it to be like a half updo, you can braid it back. But if not, then you want to braid it pretty much down. For me, I'm going to do an updo, so I'm going to braid it down. So I'm just going to regularly braid this. Okay, once you get it to the bottom, it should look something like this.
And then you're going to want to take another one of those little elastics and put it around your hair. I'm going to take this little black one and put it around this section of my hair. Okay, so it should look like this, and your hair kind of looks a little bit crazy because this hair is probably falling over this braid. So go ahead and leave this braid hanging down because it's going to kind of finish the look. So it's really just going to stay right here. So next thing you want to do is unclip this hair that you have clipped back here and take the other opposite hair that should be about the same length. This side's going to be a little bit farther back, so you should take this hair and go ahead and kind of sweep it back into a little bit of a bun. So if you were going to do a half updo, then you could probably leave this hair down and curl the ends up, look really pretty. But for me, I just want this kind of swept up look. So don't use a brush or anything because you can easily catch some of the braid hairs since this is thoroughly braided. And just kind of sweep it back with your hands until it looks like you want it to. Right now my hair is clean. I just washed it and it's a little bit damp. Not really damp at all. It's probably 95% dry, so it makes it a little bit easier to work with if it's a tiny bit damp. So I have my hair like I want it. And I'm going to now take a regular hair tie and just put it in a ponytail. Let's go ahead and take one section from the bottom out to wrap around the elastic. Then just take this section and create a little bun. So it should look something like this. Okay. This is more of a messy kind of carefree look. If you want it to look more uniform, you can make your bun a lot more clean and smooth back. And then we're going to take this braid and pull it right behind it and right underneath your bun. You can kind of tuck the bottom end of your bun and then go ahead and pin it there as well. And as you can tell, this is definitely kind of a boho kind of chic, not very, it's not, I wouldn't call it not elegant, but it's not smooth and exact with exact lines, and it's not perfect is what it is. So that's why it can look like this and be okay. So I'm going to spray my crown area, and that's where I have a lot of my shorter layers. So I'm going to make sure all those stay back, and then spray my braid once or twice. I think this looks super cute. And what you can do, if you're a little adventurous, you can add some different type of hair pieces, like they do in bridal. A lot of my formals, girls don't really put hair pieces in their hair, like jewels and stuff, but I've seen some of them and they look really pretty. So I have one that I'll show you. A little bit more adventurous, you can definitely do something like this. It's a really pretty hair piece. You can find these all over the internet. You can find them homemade ones at Etsy online. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically where people that make handmade jewelry and different things like that can sell their products. And there's a lot of really pretty products on there, and they're homemade. Some of them are vintage, so you can probably find what you're looking for there. So if you're going to be a little bit more adventurous, we can add this right in the back to kind of look like this, since feathers are definitely in, so I'll do that now. So if you're a little bit more adventurous, you can definitely add a hairpiece like I did. As you can see, it has feathers, jewels, and a little bit of kind of netting. It looks super pretty, and I like it a lot, and it just kind of adds a nice little classic touch to your hair. Now we're done with our hair, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about accessories.